whatever I say now is definitely not a judgment on the lady that you met who said she doesn't have a good group of friends, because I don't know.
Hi everyone out there, I am Spananobo, your sports guru. Catch me live every Saturday morning from 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. only on Nirvana Wild FM. Your beat, your music. Don't go.
The views, opinions, or comments expressed on this program does not reflect the views, opinions, or comments of the radio station or its management.
You are tuning into Sports Geek with Spanelo Ngobo, only on Nirvana Wild FM.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
It is Saturday, the 26th of October, the morning after Orlando Pirates picked up their fifth win in as many games. Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
It seems like, hey, I think we're on the same page for thinking from what you are thinking as well, because I realized that what we've been criticizing them the past two seasons, that they lack consistency, but this time around it seems as if the consistency is in the house. As you know, they're also on the MTN 8 as well, so very fantastic for me. So when I watched them as well last night, as you know, the game started as well, they were dominant as well, creating those chances. And then we saw the young Mohaung Kota, what a scream of a goal he scored yesterday, supplied by also Relebo Mofokeng, leading into the second goal. So Amazulu, I don't know what's happening, so things are not going well for them.
So are you saying this looks like it might just be the year where Orlando Pirates might just go on and win the Betway Premiership after a very, very long time, after following a Mamelodi Sundowns dominance? I believe they've won the domestic football, how many? Seven times on the trot. That's unheard of. So by the look of things, it looks like Orlando Pirates, even if they don't win the league, it looks like they might just push Mamelodi Sundowns down to the wire.
Definitely. When you said after a long time, you remind me when they were two times triple champions. So I think they want to go back to those memories in 2011 and also 2010. So yeah, it looks so good because they've always been winning cups, and we're still going to talk about them later on when they got that shocking upset. So but they didn't put it in their minds. They concentrated, and the coach as well, Rosario Rivero, went back to basics and brought back the lineup that has been doing well. So I was so impressed with how Mohaung Kota on the night.
What a revelation.
What a revelation. What a scream of a goal for me. My contender for goal of the month. So hopefully they will be able to get something, because my only concern with them is that they miss those sitters, and it's not for the first time. Even midweek against SuperSport United.
Kota could have easily made it 4-5 goals last night.
Definitely, he was also denied by the post as well. So there was instances where he was trying to unleash some shot, but I think Abubakar Mobara deserves credit as well.
Nkota, he's a teenager. Relebogile Mofokeng, he's a teenager. Orlando Pirates, they seem to be up to something in as far as the youngsters are concerned.
I'll give credit to, as you spoke of, Joseph Makanya as well.
Yes.
So as you see that they're teenagers, they're separated by 2 years. Nkota is 18 years old, and Mofokeng just celebrated his 20th birthday on Wednesday.
On Wednesday
this coming week. So I thought also, because he missed a sitter against SuperSport United, he was going to give himself a pre-birthday present, but it wasn't to be. But at least he managed to lead his team to victory. So good so far. I'm so impressed with Orlando Pirates.
Orlando Pirates faithfuls, is this your season or is this your season? Or is it still early days to talk about winning the Betway Premiership? Only time will tell. I know they always say it doesn't matter how you start, but how you end. But who cares? If you can have a great start, bring it on. And that's what Orlando Pirates, they seem to be doing. They had a great start this season in as far as the domestic league is concerned. Job well done indeed to Orlando Pirates head coach Jose Rivera and his boys. They are buzzing. So if you're playing Orlando Pirates, you must know.
Yeah, it was rough indeed. So when I watched them, even that game against Makesi last weekend, so I thought they are going to struggle midweek as they're going to face Super Sport United. But
And they
guess
bounce
what?
back in style.
They bounce back in style. They've turned Orlando Stadium into a slaughterhouse. As you know, they won both the two matches. They scored 2 goals in the 2 matches. Although I lambasted one of their players, Slelo Rasabocha, who came in as a sub and made an error, which resulted in a soft goal that they conceded. Henrique Stein deserved credit as he pressed well and took the ball in the back of the net past Sipo Chaini.
Richard Ofori didn't see what's coming with that first goal from Kota. What a scotch that was.
Imagine against the former team as well. So very shocking.
Very, very shocking. Great goal indeed by the youngster Nkota. Oh, he left Amazon FC goalkeeper Richard Ofori begging for mercy, not knowing what struck him. Still with football news, the breaking news that we've just received is that CAF President Dr. Patrice Motsepe has just confirmed that he will avail himself for the re-election of being the president of the CAF Federation. The big question is, what is your take on that? Just look back at Patrice Motsepe's 4 years tenure. So making himself available yet again, is that good or bad for African football at large?
For me, it is good because ever since he came in, we are doing well as South Africans. Imagine we also brought in a bronze medal home. So, and some of the players, you are Ronan Williams, as we're still going to talk more further, they are also nominees for CAF awards. So, I should say Hugo Bruce nominated for coach of the tournament as well. So South Africa as well nominated as the best team. So it looks so good so far. And judging from how he's changed things, as far as the previous Issa Hayatou and everyone who did well in that instance, he's just making sure that African football is in a good standard. You know, and you look at how locally at home, Mamelodi Sundowns have been doing well in CAF, although unlucky at some instances where they are defeated in the semi-finals. So for me, it's a good advice that he must just make sure that he also put himself available in as far as elections are concerned.
Oh yes, it looks like a good decision indeed for Patrice Motsepe to make himself available for a CAF presidency. If one were to look back in African football at large, looking at his predecessors, one of the best things that Patrice Motsepe has brought in as far as African football is concerned is transparency. There is a lot of transparency now, and then more importantly, money in the players or in the team's pockets. We saw he has brought in the African Football League. Interesting. It was won by Mamelodi Sundowns. We're talking around about how many? 75 million rands. That's what Mamelodi Sundowns made themselves reach last season. And even in women football, there is a lot of money that has been pumped in women's football. So job well done indeed in as far as Patrice Motsepe's presidency is concerned. So we'll be looking forward to come March 25 next year. Will he succeed on that re-election in as far as CAF presidency is concerned? Those are the breaking news. Dr. Patrice Motsepe making himself available for the CAF presidency re-election come March 2025. That is next year. Oh yes, and then in cricket this week, Kagiso Rabada, what a milestone he has achieved this week. He became the fastest bowler to reach to take 300 wickets in just a mere 65 games. What an achievement by the young boy Kagiso Rabada.
Indeed, what an achievement. He reminded me of the likes of your Sean Pollock, your Makayantini. So, and he's still young, by the way. So I was so impressed. And judging from also looking into his performance as well, as you know, during that particular test match against Bangladesh, that wicket was just crucial. So hopefully, going forward, he's going to continue putting his head high. As you know, in that particular test match, as I'm still going to talk about it, Bangladesh, he grabbed 6 wickets individually. What a performance for me. Very impressive. So it's well done to him, and must just continue working hard and putting the country in the map. And one of his, I remember, is it Ian Makram?
Yes.
Was just describing him as a special player and is an incredible human being to work with him. So very impressive.
Oh yes, very impressive indeed. There is Kagiso Rabada. Let's hear what the man of the moment, KG, what he had to say after achieving that milestone. He is Protea's first bowler in the form and shape of KG, Kagiso Rabada. He has joined the 300 elite club in as far as 300 wickets are concerned.
Ball came in this morning. I really wasn't thinking about that final wicket. First of all, I was thinking about how we're going to win this test, having lost the toss and bowling first. So the first thing on my mind was how are we going to get 10 wickets in this innings. But when it happened, it was just relief. I mean, it's everyone in the back of their minds plays for milestones, and it was relief. And the way that my teammates support me, we support each other, and that really felt good. And I'll never forget it. It's a special moment.
The humbleness of the guy. He said to him, he was not even thinking about that milestone. All mattered to him was how were they going to bowl Bangladesh out. That's why following that they lost the toss, and then Bangladesh, they chose to bat first. So to him, what was important was he had around about 10 wickets that they had to deal with bowling Bangladesh out. Surprise, surprise, not knowing that the 300 milestone wicket was on the cards.
Indeed, and to add from that, overall is 12 wickets. So very impressive for me. So let's see going forward if they will be able to do well in the second test match, as we won that particular match against Bangladesh by 7 wickets. But thanks to him, because this has also pushed us as South Africans fourth on the rankings. So we are doing well as far as test matches are concerned. I was so impressed. I reflected back from some of the matches against India, Sri Lanka, West Indies. Fantastic. So with Kagiso Rabada, must continue working hard and putting the country and South African flag on the map.
Oh yes, Kagiso Rabada is undoubtedly the man of the moment right now. And the main thing is about his humbleness. The guy just manages to keep his head so very, very level. He's very, very level-headed. That is the boy all the way from Soshanguve. That is in Pretoria. And as if that was not good enough in their dressing room, that was Monday evening after they beat Bangladesh. And then the legend Sean Pollock, who's the former Proteas captain and the on-rounder, was in the Proteas dressing room. He was there to give Kagiso Rabada some award, acknowledging his achievement. Let's see what the legendary Sean Pollock had to say about Kagiso Rabada's achievement. Here's Sean Pollock for you.
That it keeps being me, but I'm the only one who's on the tour commentating, so you have to stick with me. And welcome to the club, 6th person to be part of the club, and you talk about the greatness, but I don't think you guys actually understand the greatness. So I'm going to throw some stats at you, because we sit in the commentary box and get thrown stats in our ear all day, so I thought I'd just share it with you. Waka Yunus was the quickest with regards to deliveries. He took 12,600 deliveries to get his 300 test wickets. KG's taken 11,800. So he's 800 deliveries quicker than anyone ever in the history of the game. The best strike rates before this was 42, KG's 39 and a bit. So just to understand the greatness of KG, where you do rank. I know you're a very humble guy and you don't like to get too much attention from that perspective. But you've been a wonderful leader of this attack. From a bowling perspective, I think as South Africans, we've always prided ourselves on the bowlers in many ways being the bomb squad, if we want to go down rugby terms of when you come to South Africa, you have to deal with us. And there's been the likes of Alan Donald, Dale Steyn, Warren Morford, who've put fear into batting lineups. KG's been one of those who's done it as well. And to have that ability to do that, to lead the attack and have this impressive record of how quickly you've got to 300 is remarkable. So brilliant performance on what you've done. please don't stop here. Keep going for many years to come. Dale's record's waiting for you to track down, so you can ear in on that one, 400 and then go plus. But very well done. The way you've gone about it has been immaculate. Congratulations.
There was Sean Pollock talking about the greatness of Kagiso Rabada, KG. He went on and said, I know, Kagiso Rabada, you do not like the attention. What is your take on the utterances, that compliment speech by the legendary Sean Pollock?
I like the fact that he smashed the records of the previous. Imagine 11,800, 39.
Yes.
Yo, what a remarkable record. Audacious stuff there from an audacious player. He's just a special player for South Africa. So he must just continue smashing those records. I was so impressed after listening to Samson Pollock.
From another legendary cricket legend, that is Sean Pollock, to another legend of the game that is in the cricket. We're talking Mr. 360 degrees himself. That is A.B. de Villiers. He joined the Exodus. He's joined all the cricket people singing praises for none other than Kagiso Rabada. You must know that you are a legend if the likes of your A.B. de Villiers sing praises for you. Now, from Sean Pollock to A.B. de Villiers, let's see what Mr. 360 degrees A.B. de Villiers had to say in as far as Kagiso Rabada's achievements are concerned. Let's try and see if we can get that one right. Kagiso Rabada is definitely the man of
Kagiso Rabada, my good friend, reaching 300 test wickets in the fastest time ever, or the fewest amount of balls, 8,817 balls. From the very first time I saw this youngster bowl, I was impressed. I was especially impressed by the competitive edge, his demeanor, his presence at the wicket while bowling, and he has absolutely demolished that record, beating the likes of Wakar Yunus, Dale Steyn, Alan Donald, Malcolm Marshall. Guys, it's quite an achievement, and you got to give it to Kagiso. He's still young, he's got a lot of cricket left in him, and I'm very excited to see where he's going to go with this. 300 test wickets. Congrats, KG. All of us are very, very proud of you. And he said there that he wasn't really thinking about it as he walked out. All he was focusing on is trying to get South Africa in a good position in that test match, which he obviously achieved. But it just once again shows you his mindset of playing for the team, having an impact on the team.
Oh yes, there was Mr. 360 degrees himself, A.B. de Villiers, joining the Exodus, singing praises for the man of the moment in the form and shape of Mr. KG Kagiso Rabada.
You know, I thought he is from Venda, so I thought of Rondan Mator. So as soon as he said Soshanguve, then I was surprised because I think he's Venda as well. So very, very impressive for me. So he must just make sure that he does well also, because I know he's very confident wherever he is. As you know, the second test match will take place, if I'm not mistaken, on Monday. So hopefully, I mean on the 29th
yes,
until the first. So
that
hopefully
is the second match.
The second match, yes. Hopefully he will carry us on with those wickets and make sure that he pushes us on the rankings. I'm positive and I believe that we will do well against Bangladesh once again.
Kagiso Rabada surpasses Mone Mokala to stand sixth in the list for most wickets for South Africa across all formats. Let's quickly look at the most international wickets in as far as South African bowlers are concerned. At number one, we do have the man himself, that is Sean, the legendary Sean Pollock, who was the captain of the Proteas, so as the all-round. At number two, we have Dale Steyn. He took 697, and Sean Pollock, he took 823 wickets. At number three, we've got Makhaya Ntini. He took 661 runs. And then the Lightning himself, Alan Donald, is sitting at 602 runs. At number five, we've got Jacques Kallis. He took 572 runs. And one must commend Jacques Kallis for that achievement, considering that Jacques Kallis was not just mainly a bowler. Yes, he was an all-rounder, but more of a batsman all-rounder. So he didn't only take wickets. He went on and took and recorded rather a lot of runs on the ball. So great achievement indeed in as far as Jacques Kallis is concerned. And then at number six, the man of the moment, that is Kagiso Rabada, KG. He has taken 536 runs. And then at number seven, we've got Morne Mokel. He took 535 runs. So I must say that as far as Kagiso Rabada is concerned, he has taken 536 wickets and counting, because the guy is still active.
Is still active indeed. So I'll give also credit to our coach Shukur Conrad for believing in the guy. So hopefully he will encourage him more to work harder and continue putting the South African map very high. So pleasing to see that currently his wickets are helping us South Africans on the standings to be amongst the likes of Australia, India, Sri Lanka. Very fantastic. It's well done to Kagiso once more.
Well done indeed to Kagiso Rabada. Still with the Kagiso Rabada, and especially considering that there is a second match is on the cards. It gets underway, I believe, next week on the 29th of this month. So surely Kagiso Rabada still stands a chance to extend that number of wickets that he had taken so far. And don't forget that this weekend we saw Proteas thrashing Bangladesh at home with 7 wickets. That was a great achievement indeed by the Proteas, especially considering that they were playing away in the subcontinent. Still with the Proteas, don't forget that it was the first time that the Proteas won the test match in the subcontinent in the last 10 years. So that was a great achievement. So after 10 years, that's how long it took the Proteas to eventually win the test match out in the subcontinent. Job well done indeed to Shukri Conrad. Job well done indeed to the stand-in captain in the form and shape of Aiden Makram in the absence of Themba Pavoma, as we all know that he sustained a left arm elbow injury, and we are told that he will not be available even on the second match. So Aiden Makram will definitely continue to captain the side. So we'll be watching that space with keen interest and hope that Proteas, they will definitely thrash Bangladesh with a 2-0 whitewash. And the big thing is, will Kagiso Rabada continue with those wickets?
I foresee happening. So I'll also give credit to our very own Tony Dizozi, Matthew Briske.
Oh, yes.
So they did well in that game. So hopefully Kagiso Rabada's performance will be at hand, so we are relying on him to help us in the country at large.
How can we forget to mention the star batsman Kyle Ferreira, who posted 114 runs from 143 balls in those 14 in those first innings. Rather, he was supported by Van Moult. Job well done indeed by Kyle Ferreira, because surely if he didn't put that 114 runs on the board, surely we wouldn't have achieved in that 308 runs that we posted in the first innings, which contributed a lot to the Proteas' overall win in as far as the test match is concerned.
Also on the side of Kagiso Rabada, Keshav Maharaj as well comes to
mind. Mr. Reliable himself.
He also grabbed 3 wickets in that game.
Oh, it's not Mr. Reliable for nothing, that Keshav Maharaj.
Always impressive. Whenever he's on the pitch, something happens. So that's good for us. And our wicket our bowlers as well are doing just a sterling job. So hopefully they'll carry us. We make sure that we win by 2-0 comes the 2nd of November.
Oh yes, job well done indeed as far as the Proteas are concerned. Bring it home, Proteas. Keep that Protea fire burning. Just quickly go back to football. It is happening elsewhere. That is in Spain. El Clasico is upon us once again. Come tonight. In as far as world derbies are concerned, in as far as Spanish football is concerned, it doesn't get any bigger and better than the El Clasico. Real Madrid, Los Blancos, the mighty whites, they host the boys from the Catalans, the current local leaders in the form and shape of Barcelona. Talking of current local leaders, it must be noted that Real Madrid, they are trailing Barcelona by 3 points in as far as La Liga is concerned. So it's going to be a tough one indeed. Come 8:30 tonight.
A very tempting of a game to look forward to. And as you spoke about them trailing Barcelona by 3 points, they're also unbeaten, by the way. So the question will be, will Barcelona give them their first defeat of the season, or Real Madrid make sure that they remove them top of the log? So I think the goal difference as well will play a key role. So, but I still think Real Madrid has got an upper hand for this one. I'll give it to them as defending champions.
Talking of giving Madrid an upper hand, if we go back and check, we'll see that in the past 4 El Clasicos, Real Madrid has won all 4 of them. So yes, the form book when it comes to El Clasico, it doesn't count for anything. But psychologically, that might just count. But it must be noted that this season, Barcelona, they are a complete different animal, the likes of your Yamal. They've got the new coach in the form and shape of the German star coach, that is Hans Flick. So surely it's going to be a different ball game altogether. But of late, it must be noted that in the last 4 outings, Los Blancos had won all 4 of them.
I think it is safe to say it's a crash game as well. So Barcelona will be seeking revenge as well. So we'll be saying, let's just consolidate our position on the log. Real Madrid on the other side will be saying, we want to remove them. They're holding an umbrella on the top of the log. So we must make sure that they give us our umbrella back. So, but for me, I think Real Madrid just will take this one for me. So, but let's wait. We'll come and give feedback to the listeners as well next weekend when it come live.
Sure, in the previous game, the likes of Judy Bellingham was the star of those games. The whole focus was on Judy Bellingham. But fast forward to this year, to tonight's El Clasico, surely Kylian Mbappe, the focus will be on Kylian Mbappe since he'll be playing the El Clasico for the first time. But on the other side, Barcelona, they also have the young star. How old is he? Just, I believe, 17 years old. That is Yamal. So surely Yamal and Kylian Mbappe, they will definitely be the players to watch come tonight.
Definitely, those are impact players. So let's see, because even I realized that SuperSport as well, they've just introduced isiZulu commentary. Regine Ndlovu will be doing the game in isiZulu, and Tapo Maimane, Kasetswana. So it's good to see that South Africans as well are considering El Clasico. Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed. Don't forget that tonight's El Clasico, it is Real Madrid's home game, so they'll be playing at home. The mighty Catalans, they will be on the road to try and lock horns with their old foes. The big question, who will it be? Will Real Madrid continue with their latest dominance, making it 5 out of 5 in the last outings? Like I did mention that in the last 4 outings, Real Madrid rather had won all the last 4 games. So it's going to be a big one indeed come tonight. And who can forget that Real Madrid, they will be coming with their star coach Ancelotti. He has seen it all. He doesn't panic. He's got a t-shirt to show for the El Clasico. So for him, it's not a big deal. It's just one of those games. So Hans Flick, the Barcelona head coach, is going to be put into test. Will Barcelona crack, or will they continue with their great form? We saw Barcelona in their last game. They thrashed Sevilla by 5-1. Will Barcelona continue with their great form tonight when they lock horns with their old foes in the form and shape of Real Madrid? It is going to be a tough one. It is the El Clasico after all. Like I did mention that the form book doesn't count for anything when it comes to Real Madrid versus Barcelona. When it comes to El Clasico, that's what the big derbies are all about. So do not be fooled by the form that Barcelona, they're currently leading the proceeding. They're sitting at the summit. But mind you, Real Madrid are sitting at number 2. Barcelona, they've got 27 points with Real Madrid sitting at 24 points. So should Real Madrid win tonight, both teams will be tied at 27 points, which will boil down to a goal difference. Luckily for Barcelona, goal difference at the moment, it favors them. So they might still be sitting at the summit even if they were to lose tonight, but it will just simply boiling down to a goal difference.
And I look at Real Madrid, as you spoke about them winning 5-0 away from Sevilla. So I'm looking at Real Madrid. They won 2-1 away from home against Celta Vigo. So they must say, we also have confidence. So we won away from home. We can string a surprise. So yeah, it's going to be a lovely match. I can't wait as well.
Who is your money on Karma tonight in that El Clasico? Is your money on the mighty Whites, Los Blancos, that is Real Madrid, or is it on the mighty Catalans, that is Barcelona? Come 8:30 tonight, all will be revealed. El Clasico, Real Madrid host their old foes in the form and shape of Barcelona. A very good morning and a warm welcome to you wherever you are within South African borders and beyond. We've got you covered. Don't you worry about a thing. All you have to do is sit back, relax, and allow us to entertain you. You are tuning in to Sports Geek with Spanalong Ngobo on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. And we come to you live from our Lenesia studios, south of Johannesburg, Egoli, Gauteng, Maboneng, Ngwanaga. We do this every Saturday morning between 11 and 1 p.m. Thank you very much to my colleague, that is the DJ Poen, who brought us Teen Kids. That was between 10 and 11 o'clock. He does it for you every Saturday right here on Nirvana World FM. So, South Africa, be reminded, catch him again come next week, Saturday, between 10 and 11 o'clock. DJ Poen on the ones and twos, mixing it up for you the way you like it. You and I were together from now 11 a.m. till 1 p.m. Now that I'm complaining, I just love the sound of it. Hoping the feeling is mutual. Organjan Ferre, that's how they roll in the township. When we start at the summit, we'll definitely look at cricket, what's happening as far as cricket SAT20 challenge, and the Proteas women's side, they've touched down at Ortambo early this week. We'll also look at football. We've got everything English, Premier League, La Liga, and Serie A for you. Did I mention a Betway Premiership? So as the Carling Knockout Cup, we've got all that for you. Motor racing, it's happening, I believe it is Mexico City this weekend. Motiva will tell us all that what's happening in as far as Max Verstappen is concerned. Netball will also visit that. So our bag is overflowing as always. Motiva, good morning and a warm welcome to Nirvana World FM.
Let me greet you on that regard, and also Power behind the scenes, as well as the listeners and the viewers, and thanks for having us on this wonderful morning. We've got plenty of sporting codes to dissect and look ahead to this wonderful weekend. Sit down, relax. We've got you covered. This is Sports Guru with our very own Swanelo Ngobo.
Oh yes, we've got you covered. Don't you dare, ungalinge, don't you dare move that muscle. Just stay tuned.
Welcome. This is your favorite station. Stay tuned.
Morativo ka kena le Thabo.
What a song.
I blind Pinay.
It sounds like the song Oh Yo Pelang. It reminded me of that one who used to sing Kinele. I don't know if the same artist who sings the same song.
Oh yes, it is Master KG. They feature. He features Dalom Kids. Reneil Kineil. It's a very same artist. It's Master KG featuring Dalom Kids. So it looks like Master KG has found the new recipe to trend, featuring Dalom Kids. He just goes back and take those Dalom Kids song and revamp them, give them some facelift, and then boom, they are the hits, and he gets everyone on the dance floor.
A very lovely song. So for me, so I can realize, no, the voice sounds familiar. Maybe it's the same. So as you just say, I revealed it. Yeah, now I understand.
Yeah, Master KG is doing something
very creative,
especially with those Dalom Kids.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah, he's got a very, very great recipe by the look of things, because sure, Ginewa, we still dance to Ginewa even today. So, and then as if Ginewa was not good enough, then now Thabo Moratiwa. Oh, wait till you see Oscar Mbo dancing to this song. you lose your mind. Oscar Mbo does a justice to this song when you see him dancing to this song. And now, without any further ado, let's dive straight to cricket this week. Proteas women are following their great performance in as far as United Arab Emirates T20 Cricket World Cup is concerned. We saw the Proteas, they reached the finals on Sunday. They took on New Zealand, following Proteas' great performance in the semi-finals, dumping out the 6 times World Cup champions in as far as Australia are concerned. And most people were saying that surely if you have beaten Australia in the semi-finals, you might as well go all the way and win the T20 Cricket World Cup. But it looks like it wasn't to be. Modiba, talk to us. What went down? Proteas versus New Zealand in that T20 Cricket World Cup 2024.
And we were oozing with confidence, especially after thrashing Australia. And I remember we just excited, so happy, and getting ready for that massive final. So, as you know, they also won against, if I'm not mistaken, it was Indies in that particular semi-finals, New Zealand. So, yes. I never saw them going to beat us, judging from how we demolished Australia.
Yes.
Our players like Laura Farvard came to the party, and Jackson as well came to the party. So, but I was surprised why the occasion was so heavy for them. So, I thought they could have done better. But in that game, they won the toss. The Australians, in fact, we won the toss.
Yes.
Then we decided to bowl first.
Bowl first, yes.
So then Australia came in. They scored 158.
New Zealand.
Should I say New Zealand? I beg your pardon. Yes, we scored 158 for 5 after 20 overs. Then we realized, because I was watching the game in studio at run back there, so I realized, there were so many VIPs inside the studio. So the occasion was the mood was so high. So and in that game, then it was our turn to come and bat. So I realized that Amelia came and she was just having a good game for New Zealand, as well as the bowling as well, as she grabbed 3 wickets as well. So it's well done to her. But with us, Laura Farvat, I think she tried her best scoring those 38 runs from 33 balls, but it wasn't enough because she was quickly bowled out. And as soon as she was bowled out, we started getting desperate. As we scored 126 runs, it wasn't enough. After a few overs, although 20 overs, so we lost 9 wickets in that game. So I'll hard luck to them. I don't know if it's the right way to use the choke word once again. So, but looking into the previous final, we went to the final against the same Australia. Yes. So I felt like in the same final we settled the score. This time around, we must just make sure that we raise the trophy high, but it wasn't to be. So New Zealand came out as surprise packages, and I spoke about it that had the coach study our opponent, but it looks like it wasn't to be. So they made sure that they brought an A game and they won the match. So it's well done to the very same New Zealand. With us, hard luck, and let's see going forward how maybe this lose doesn't make sure that it discourages us, because we still have more matches coming up going forward.
You mentioned that the Proteas, they won the toss and elected to bowl first. My question is, was it a great decision to, in the final, you win the toss, you chose to bowl first? Don't you think winning the toss and bowling and bat first, put the runs on the board, would have changed the situation?
And I spoke about it last week. I remember I said this thing is juggling on my mind that the toss will be very, very key.
And we won it.
And And
We
we
won the
won
toss.
it. I think we should have started betting first, but we decided the opposite way. And that's where New Zealand capitalized and make sure that Amelia Kerr comes to the party and score as many runs as 43 runs from 38 balls with her teammate there, Brookie Halliday, scoring 38 runs from 28 balls. You can see they were just on mission, New Zealand. They made sure that we want to cause an upset. So, but with our ladies, I think the credit will be we've gone to the second final on the trot, so why can't we bring it home? But it's hard luck, but at least it's a silver medal. The fans came in numbers at OR Tambo just to console them. But Laura Falvat, how can I describe this loss as disappointment for according to how I was listening to her, the captain?
Surely it's in the final. You win the toss. Personally, if you ask me, I thought the good toss. If you won the toss, surely take the field, bet first, put those runs on the board, get the second team, have that mental block, knowing that we've got 150 runs to chase. Surely, the moment the scoreboard, they look at the scoreboard, they see 150, 160 runs to chase. Surely that affects their game plan, and they will become a little bit vulnerable. They will take risk, and that's when your bowlers like Obom Laba will come in and capitalize on the situation. So, if you ask me, I don't think that was a right decision to bowl first, considering that it was the final. And like they always say, the numbers do not lie. New Zealand, they batted first. They went on and posted 158 runs. But it must also be said that the bowling team, South Africa, they did not bowl well. We gave away around about 15 extras. So surely, if you give away around about 15 extras in the T20 game, surely you are asking for trouble. You will definitely be punished. So surely, by the look of things, it looks like when it comes to bowling, we did not bowl well. And like they always say, numbers do not lie. 15 extras, that is way too much.
That's way too much. Only Nkulongo tried two wickets. So, and also this was one of the players who was just special in this particular World Cup, grabbing overall 12 wickets, because last week when we spoke here, we said she grabbed 10 wickets. So hopefully those are the positives that Dillon Dupree can take going forward.
You did touch a little bit on the C word, that is choking. So my question is to you, did the Proteas women's side choke, or did they lose to the good side of New Zealand? Which one is it?
I'll use the word choke because I was anticipating them to win, especially after beating the Australians. As we spoke here in studio, the aggression that was brought by Australians in every World Cups, the likes of India can give a typical example of them as well. So, but in that game, I thought we didn't bowl first, as rightfully said. We could have just made sure that we push those 4 runs. But as soon as Laura Falvat was watching the game, bowled out, I was so disappointed. I was so worried. And because every ball, they made sure they just closed every corners, New Zealand's bowlers there. So it was so tight.
So tight indeed. And then came on Tuesday rather, the Proteas, they touched down at OR Tambo Airport, and then the fans, they came out in numbers. So as the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Mr. Gayton Mackenzie, they were there to welcome the girls at OR Tambo International Airport, and they were escorted to cricket South Africa headquarters. That's where the briefing was held. And then we had their better, that is Aneka Bosch, who played very well in that semi-final. I believe Aneka Bosch, she posted 74 runs not out in that semi-final game where Proteas dumped out the 6 times World Cup champions in the foremanship of Australia. Let's hear what Aneka Bosch had to say in that press briefing, which was held at Cricket South Africa headquarters. Here is Aneka Bosch, Proteas women better.
For us, good tournament for us, just kind of bittersweet feeling towards the end of it, not winning that final, but still very proud of the group for how we went about throughout the whole tournament. I think we played really good cricket, and so proud of the group for everything we've been able to achieve this last month.
There was Aneka Bosch, the Proteas women are better. She says she strongly feels that they had a great tournament, even though she feels bad that they lost the final. And like you did mention, that there was the second final in as many finals. Remember that Proteas, they've reached in the past 3 seasons, they've reached 2 finals, 2 on the trot. So surely one was expecting Proteas to eventually bring this one home.
Especially the Australia match, because those are the stirring of cricket. So that's where I anticipated them to win. So, but then it wasn't to be. But hopefully, I think this will boost also our rankings as well. So it was so unfortunate. And looking at the versus New Zealand, those are the first time winners, by the way, winning by 32 runs, as you rightfully said. So in 2009 as well as 2010, they were the runners up. So maybe they'll give themselves a pat in the back that this time around we made it.
Oh yes, still with that press briefing that was held at Cricket South Africa headquarters. The Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Honourable Kagiso Rabada, was also there. He was not going to be outdone.
You know him, we always talk. Very
let's hear what the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Kagiso Rabada, had to say in the Proteas women achievement in as far as the T20 Cricket World Cup is concerned. Here's Kagiso Rabada for you.
This particular team, from the start, we've also made sure that we give a target for the sport to be professionalized. And I must say, Cricket has kept to the target and the date. I think we gave you 2 years, we gave 6 months, 3 years. We gave them 3 years to professionalize the sport. They did it in 6 months, and this is the results today.
There was a Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Honourable Kagiso Rabada.
Very patriotic. So, but he's happy, but maybe he was anticipating a gold medal as well. So, I like him, the fact that he's brought energy ever since he took over as a minister.
Oh yes.
Yeah, he's just brought energy, that energy. Wherever you see him, I remember even that MTN 8 final, he was there.
Yes.
In every matches.
When the Springboks won at Mbombela, he was there.
Yeah, he was there as well. So, he's a very passionate minister. So, you can see, I like his energy.
He bring the gears. That is the Minister of Sports, Arts and Culture, Kagiso Rabada. Now we're stepping away from the international cricket, coming to domestic cricket. That is the Cricket South Africa T20 Challenge. What is going on there?
Matches were playing and we're coming thick and fast. I'll start with the matches that played on the 19th, where we saw Northwest hosted the Lions. And in that game, Northwest posted 165 for 6 after 20 overs. And then the Lions also posted 170 for 3 after 20 overs. And in that regard, the defending champions won by 5 runs. So you can see they mean business as well. So they know where to wrap up the round robin. So we also saw the second match, the Warriors host the Titans, where the Warriors posted 179 for 6 after 20 overs. And then the Titans posted 174 for 4 after 16.2 overs. And because it was raining, DLS method had to come into the picture as well, as the Titans won by 6 wickets via the DLS method, Duncan Stand-With method. That's how it is pronounced. So, and then there's also Dolphin hosted the Rocks there, where they posted 83 for 5 after 10 overs are the Dolphins, whereas the Rocks posted 67 for 4 after 20 overs. In that regard, the Rocks won by 4 runs as it was raining, and then DLS method has to apply. So as far as the standings are concerned, this is how the standings were finalized. The defending champions were top of the standings on 22 points.
Who are the defending champions?
The Lions.
The Lions, okay.
This were top of the log, and then followed by the Titans there on 21 points. The Northwest as well. I think they choked at some point. They were unbeaten. They were top of the log, but things didn't go according to plan.
Was that Northwest?
The Northwest, yes. As they were top of the log, they made sure that they choked. I can use that word again because at some point I remember they played 5 matches unbeaten. They won all the 5
and
matches.
I tipped them to
and we tipped them to win as well. But then where it matters most, they couldn't deliver. So number 4, we've got the Western Province there on 15 points. These are the top 4 which will participate in the semi-finals, and that's where we saw the DP World, because the Lions finished first, the Titans second. They will meet in the first semi-final, and then the second semi-final it will be the Northwest up against the Western Province. And from this match, the Lions hosted the Titans, where the Lions posted 116 for 3 after 16.0 overs, and then the Titans posted 115 for 10 after 19 overs, where the defending champions, the Lions, won by 7 wickets. And then we also saw the other qualifying match, the Northwest up against the Western Province, where the Northwest posted 125 for 10 after 15.0 overs, and then the Western Province posted 166 for 5 after 20 overs. And in that regard, they were the winners at the Western Province by 41 runs. So, and this time around, we also saw the Titans up against the Western Province in qualifier 2, where the Titans posted 182 for 7 after 20 overs, and then the Western Province posted 163 for 6 after 20 overs, and the Titans were winners on the day by 19 runs. So this game took place yesterday, by the way, the game between Titans up against the Western Province. So tomorrow the final is taking place. So the Lions will host the Titans. So the most
it's a Gauteng derby.
It's a Gauteng derby, and then what is important again is that will they defend the title of the Lions? Let's wait and see.
Yes.
So yeah, it's a lovely match to look forward to. But hopefully when we come back, we'll bring to the listeners the results and feedback.
Oh, that's how things are standing as far as cricket South Africa T20 Challenge. The defending champions, Lions, they made it to the final. They will take on their traditional foes, Gauteng derby. That is a Titans. It is going to be a tough one indeed. That's a Gauteng derby indeed. May the best team win. The big question is, will the Lions successfully defend their trophy come tomorrow afternoon? All will be revealed. Still with cricket, don't forget that come Tuesday this week, Proteas men's side, they will get their second test match against Bangladesh underway. That is on the 29th of October this month. And we did mention that Aiden Makram will continue to be the standing captain in the absence of Themba Bavuma, who's still nursing his left arm elbow injury. So let's hope the boys that they will go on and thrash the home side Bangladesh by a lekker varam 2-0 whitewash come Tuesday.
And they will need that victory because after that, come November schedule, it's India T20. So it's going to be a lovely match. So I can't wait as well.
It's going to be a lovely match indeed. Like we also did mention that this week it was the first time that the Proteas win the test match in the past 10 years. How nice would it be if they were to go on and win it instead, win the series altogether with a whitewash. Come Tuesday, rather, the 29th of October, all will be revealed. All the best of luck to Aiden Makram, Shukri Conrad, and the Proteas male side at large.
All summer
I'm serious as cancer when I say rhythm is a dancer.
Rhythm is a dancer. It's a source companion. People feel it everywhere. Lift your hands and voices.
is a dance by Snap, or surely this song is talking to just a few of us who can dance, who've got a rhythm. I am Zimbo Qenile. Yeah, just a few of us who can dance, who have got the moves. That was a Snap. They gave us a song. Rhythm is a dancer. Now, by diving straight to cricket this week, Springboks head coach, that is Dr. Ras Erasmus. He named his 34-man squad that will do a business for South Africa for the end of the year tour, where Springboks will be touring the Northern Hemisphere. That is Europe for you. I believe they will first lock horns with Scotland, followed by England, and then Wales. Talk to us about that 34-man squad that Ras Erasmus announced this week.
Indeed, I think he is reflecting back from the rugby championship that we played, that we won as champions.
Yes.
Grabbing the title there at Mbombela. So those are tried and tested players with a massive experience. I'm looking at the likes of your Thomas du Toit, Vincent Koch, Frank Maliebe, Oxenche, and then Ahukas. I'm looking at Malcolm Marx, and Bongimponambi, and then the locks we've got Eben Etzebeth, Franco Mostert, Ruan Norke, and Archies Neyman. And then loose forwards we've got Peter Staff du Toit, Siya Kolisi as our own captain, and there's also Elric Lowe, Kwacha Smith, Marco van Staden, as well as Jasper Visse. And in the utility forward we've got Jan Hendrik Vessels, and then in the scrum halves we've got Jan Hendrikse, Govas Reinach, and Grant Williams. In the fly half, we've got Manili Bok, our usual own, who's got 4 caps there, and Andre Pollard, who's got 8 caps. Then in the center of the pitch, we've got Lucanio Am, Damiendi Allende, Andre Esterhazen, as well as Jesse Kriel. And then outside backs there, we've got Ketli Arense, Apelele Fasi, Sheslin Kolbe, Veli Leroux, Makazole Mapimpi, Kenan Mundi, and lastly Damien Velem. So you can see that this massive of players, they'll definitely represent the country and put the country's flag very high, and I'm confident and I'm positive that they will beat the likes of Scotland, England, as well as the Wales come November, as it will kickstart on the 10th.
Still with that Springbok squad that Ras Erasmus announced this week. One of the talking points surely is about Eben Etzebeth, the lock at number 4. That we all know that we saw him actually just last month when the Springboks took on the Pumas. There is Argentina. Eben Etzebeth surpassed Victor Medfield at those 127 caps for Springboks. So right now, Eben Etzebeth is sitting with 128 caps. That makes him the most capped Springboks player. Considering that Eben Etzebeth is in this squad that will be touring Europe for the Springboks, surely Eben Etzebeth will be sitting at 125 and counting.
And it definitely will be in the starting 15 from one of these 3 matches, hopefully, or he might play all of them. So he's a player who, as you know, sometimes he's very, very jolly, so very funny as well. So I always say, whenever he's trying to clown there, but when it comes to the pitch, he delivers a 100% performance. So he's going to play a key role as well come in November the 10th.
Oh yes, he only jokes if you are his teammate. If you are his opponent, surely you don't want to deal with the
definitely.
He is something else. If you are his opponent. Yeah, and then another talking point in as far as the Springboks are concerned this week, the breaking news that was Wednesday evening when Siya Kolisi's wife, that is Rachel Kolisi, announced that they are separating. She is divorcing Siya Kolisi, that is the Springboks captain. The whole South Africa was shocked, disappointed, and everything. No one actually saw those news coming that Siya Kolisi and his wife, they will be filing for divorce. That was a shock, even till as much as early as Thursday morning. The whole South Africa was still talking and shocked actually about those news that Siya Kolisi and his wife Rachel Kolisi, they will be filing for divorce. Now the big question was, how much is this going to affect Siya Kolisi's captains in as far as the Springbok is concerned, and his sudden recent return to the Durban franchise, that is Hollywood Bets Sharks. So the big question is, how much will this affect Siya Kolisi's performance and his captains? Will he continue to be the captain of the Springboks? Will he be stripped, the captains? or what? That's the big talking point. That where to from here for Siya Kolisi in as far as the Springboks are concerned.
It's a shocking one. I remember here in studio, we once had a chat where we saying they were seated together with, you said something related to something who's playing another sporting code.
Yes.
So,
yes.
I remember so well, yeah, when you stated that player, just I forgot the name of that particular player.
The swimmer.
Yes.
Schoonmaker, yeah, Taliard. Yeah, it's Taliard. Yes. The swimmer, yeah.
Yes,
the one who just recently collected 2 medals in the recent Olympics.
And we were speaking about nicely, then we said, whenever they sit on the table, they are speaking sports, the achievements, as you know, the Proteas, should I say the Springboks have won by that time. So I was so happy, but I never saw it coming that this two how can I put one, couples are having something behind the scenes. So, but hopefully, I thought they were going to resolve their problems, but it seems like this might affect him definitely. So I think going forward, he will need counseling. So I don't know how this, because players are not the same. Some of them they are able to cope, but some of them they are unable to cope. But with Siya Kolisi, I foresee him not being able to cope going forward. So I think he will need counseling and make sure that the coach sit down with him. They address this matter. Hopefully, maybe they must strip off him off the captaincy armband and look for options as far as our squad is concerned.
Looking at Siya Kolisi and his wife Rachel Kolisi, I mean, everyone, we all believe that they were happily married.
Exactly.
Then boom, that divorce. Surely that simply shows that mjolo relationship awuna formula.
Awuna formula. Anything can happen anytime and at any given day.
Yeah, you just never know what to expect, because surely no one expected Siya Kolisi to announce a divorce, but it is what it is. That is the reality that we have to deal with as the Springboks fans, and let's hope that that will not affect Siya Kolisi's performance on the field of play like this afternoon. Surely the eyes will be on him when we talk Vodacom United Rugby Championship.
Yes.
I believe they take on the Irish side. It is going to be a tough one indeed. And still with the Siya Kolisi, we heard that from this afternoon, we know that Siya Kolisi normally plays at number 6. That is the flanker. But we heard his coach yesterday announcing that from today onwards, they will try him at number 8. So he will not be playing flanker anymore by the look of things. But that's what Hollywood Pets Sharks coach John Plumtree said this week. So the whole focus will be, all the eyes will be at the Sharks, and they will be on Siya Kolisi's performance. So he will definitely be under a severe scrutiny. Still with the Springboks side, it must be noted that in that 34-man squad, there is a quartet that has just returned from the long injury. The likes of Damian Willemse, Archies Neyman, Sauce, that is Franco Mostert is back in the thick of things, and Andre Esther Hazen. They have not played for a very long time due to injury. So it was nice to see them brought back in the Springboks fold. And the other news that we've just heard, it is actually the breaking news. I'm trying to look for this breaking news. There are some breaking news. I believe it is Vessels, who's in this initial 34-man squad. We are just told that he has sustained an ankle injury, and he has been Vessels. He plays for the Blue Bulls, and we've just been told that he's been released from this 34-man squad, and he's been replaced by his teammates in the form and shape of Grobler and Low, and both of them, they play for Blue Bulls. And now Vessels, he plays for Blue Bulls. So he's injured, Vessels, and is replaced by 2 players. That is interesting indeed. So now the squad is no more sitting at 34 players. It is now sitting at 35 players. Those are the players that will be touring the Northern Hemisphere with the Springboks. Interesting indeed. One player gets injured and is replaced by 2 players. That is Ulo and Grobler.
And surprisingly, the team, this is still going to Tokyo RC, has lost 2 matches on the trot, the Vodacom Bulls. So But why two players for me? So very interesting. So I'm trying to look into perspectives, but let's wait and see. Maybe it's got a reason beyond that. Erasmus.
Oh, I can imagine the discussion in the dressing room. Yeah, Nanto over cells. Guys, I'm a big fish. I get injured. It takes two of you to replace me.
Not one.
Not one. I believe that says a lot about Vessel's worth. We're talking of Vodacom United Rugby Championship. Let's go straight to Vodacom United Rugby Championship and see what's happening in that front.
I'll start with the results of the matches that took place last week. Saturday there, because some of the players' matches have played on Friday there. So on Saturday we saw the Dragons losing 21-31 against Benetton, and then the Connacht losing 12-33 against Leinster. Leinster is just on song. Edinburgh there winning 27-8 against Cardiff Rugby. And then Stormers winning 28-24 against the Glasgow Warriors. The defending champions are choking as well, so they're not doing well. They've just lost their second match on the trot. And then remember Stormers at some point were at the clock basement of the log, number 16.
Yes.
So it looks like they were found themselves in an unfamiliar territory, so they needed to push themselves hard, and also winning a match last weekend. So on this time around, let's see if they will do well this weekend, as they're still going to look into the fixtures going forward. And also there's a match that between Zebri up against Lions, where Zebri lost marginally there 9-10 against Lions. Lions are just on song as well.
Lions are sitting with 100% record this
just
season.
like Leinster, yes. So they're doing so well, they're unbeaten. So it's an interesting season for them. So as far as the standings as we are speaking now, Leinster top of the log, 5 victories out of 5. So they're just like Orlando Pirates there on 25 points.
25 points.
And then followed by the Lions there, 4 out of 4 as well. 18 points. They're trailing Leinster by 7 points. And then the Glasgow Warriors as well, the defending champions, they're 11 on points, but I think the points difference there is the separation of the two sides there, as Lions are 53 and Glasgow Warriors are 73 there. So, and there's also Vodacom Bulls at number 4 on 15 points. Ulster there at number 5 on 15 points. There will be changes because there were matches that played yesterday. The two matches, I'll come to the results later on. And then Edinburgh at number 6 on 13 points. Connacht at number 7 on 13 points as well. And then there's Benetton at number 8 on 12 points. Then Cardiff at number 9 on 12 points, followed by the Scarlets at number 10 on 11 points. Then there's Munster as well. They find themselves outside the top 8. It's unlike them as well. This is a defending champion. I mean, the former champions before last season. So they are at number 11 with 11 points. So Stormers at number 12 with 10 points. Then there's Sharks, Siakolisi's team there at number 13 with 10 points. And also Dragons at number 14 with 7 points. So is Zebra at number 15 with 7 points as well. Point difference separated the two sides. And then lastly, we've got Ospreys. So there's too many exchanges. I think one match plays a key role, whereby if a team loses a match and the other wins, they go 4 to 5 positions marginal there. So there's two matches that took place last night. There's Scarlets winning 38 against Zebri, and then also Benetton winning 15-17. Should I say losing to 15-17 there, yes, against the Vodacom Bulls. Very interesting as well. So with fixtures taking place this weekend, Stormers will host the Glasgow Warriors.
Defending champions,
by the way.
It's going to be tough.
It's going to be tough. And then you look at them also, they're trying to push themselves because they were both point of the lock, now currently number 12. So against number 3. So they just lost Glasgow Warriors last weekend. I think they'll look to turn the corner and also get back to winning ways. Let's wait and see at 1:45, and then followed by the match at 4 o'clock. Ospreys up against Edinburgh. The Sharks up against Munster. It's an interesting game there, as the two teams, number 11 versus number 13. So let's see who will emerge victorious in that particular match. Then Leinster up against Lions. Two teams unbeaten. I think one will going to take the defeat.
So number 1 versus number 2.
Number 2, and they are both unbeaten. One will take the defeat today. So who will be that? We'll have to wait and see. We'll come and bring it next week.
But surely with Leinster playing at home, Lions might definitely find that they're going a little bit tough. I believe they are playing at Aviva Stadium. To come out with points at Aviva Stadium when you play Leinster, that's close to a Mission Impossible.
Mission Impossible and a slaughterhouse.
But the Lions are doing well this season.
But the Lions are doing well. We can't write them off as well. But I'm looking at them both sides unbeaten. Number 1, number 2. So one will take their first defeat of the season. Who will that be? Let's wait and see. But as we speak, Leinster, they stand a huge position and a huge opportunity to win that particular match. And then we've got the Connacht up against the Dragons later on tonight at 25-9. And lastly, the Cardiff up against the Ulster. matches are coming thick and fast. Let's see who will be able to win tonight and this afternoon.
Oh yes, another game that you did mention. It's the one that's happening this afternoon down in Cape Town, where the DHL Stormers, they take on the reigning champions in the form and shape of Glasgow Warriors. We saw Warriors last weekend. They lost to the Durban franchise. That is the mighty Hollywood Bets Sharks. Will the defending champions lose 2 games on the trot come this afternoon? Will they allow that? I don't think they will do that. They will allow that. So surely if DHL Stormers want to win this afternoon, they definitely have to bring in their A game. And if one were to look at Warriors' outings in as far as playing Stormers in Cape Town, in the last 3 outings, Warriors have won all those 3 games in Cape Town, Nohal. So surely, if Stormers want to win this afternoon against the Warriors, they have to put their best foot forward.
Seems like a hoodoo 3 matches on the trot at Cape
At
Town.
home, no
DHL Stadium.
Yeah.
The fans will be unhappy. As I've said it before, that they are unhappy because they were seated 16th of the log. They needed to push themselves. But I think Glasgow Warriors will not afford to lose 2 matches on the trot. So let's see. It's a good game to watch, but we'll bring the results as usual, and let's see how it will affect the standings on the log.
Oh yes, it goes without saying that South African teams this weekend, they've got a very, very tough assignments indeed. Yes, Vodacom Blue Bulls, they walked away victorious last night, beating the Italian franchise in the form and shape of Benetton. And it must be noted that Vodacom Blue Bulls, they won on the almost on the last minute. On the last minute, they got that kick with just a few minutes to go. I mean seconds to go. So they stole it right in the dead. And who cares? They all count. So they got that win. But the rest of the South African teams, the DHL Stormers playing against the reigning champions, and then Hollywood Bets Sharks taking on Munster. It's going to be a tough one indeed. Emirates Lions taking on Leinster out in Aviva Stadium, and Leinster they're in the best form. They're currently sitting at number 1. Like we did mention that it is number 1 versus number 2. So a job well done indeed. In as far as Lions are concerned, even if they were to lose this evening, it's not all over. It's not going to be a train smash, especially if one goes back and check how bad Lions did last season. Exactly. So fast forward to this season, they're doing pretty well. They're contesting for the championship, right? They're at the summit. They're sitting at number 2. Last season, they did not make it in the top 8. So a great start indeed for Emirates Lions. One must congratulate their head coach, Ivan van Rooyen. So surely by the look of things, it looks like Ivan van Rooyen, he seems to be pressing all the right buttons and his troops singing all the right notes. Job well done indeed. A great start indeed to Emirates Lions. So let's hope South African teams, out of those 3 teams that will be playing come tonight, at least 2 of them they should win. Stormers and the Sharks, they are playing at home. After all, they should win. If Lions lose, we will definitely understand. We'll take it on the chin.
We'll take it on the chin. But you look at Leinster, I don't like their mentality of, okay, we do well in the round robin, come round knockout stages, they choke. Every season, it's always their story. And they're always top of the log. So hopefully, we will understand the situation, because they are always good when it comes to playing league matches, Leinster.
But from the South African perspective, should the Lions walk away victorious come tonight, we won't care. We will celebrate.
And we wish that as well, because they are representing some of the players that are playing for the Springboks as well. So I can't wait.
Oh yes, I will definitely take it. So it's going to be a cracker of a nerve-wracking game indeed, as Leinster number 1 take on Lions, who are ranked at number 2. Now we're still with international football, moving away from a Vodacom United Rugby Championship straight to Pro 14. Is it Pro 14?
Top 14.
Top 14. Why do
you'll get used to it?
That's because when I said Pro 14. Why do I get Pro 14 now, man? It's top 14.
Yeah,
last week is when I said Pro 14.
Pro 14, yeah.
This week again.
It's top 14. You get used to it.
I don't know why do I get this Pro 14 thing.
Investor Cup going forward. I think it's sooner we will be playing Investor Cup. So there were matches that took place as well last week Saturday, and then the Bayonne also winning 32-15 against Racing 92. Former Siyakolis's team, they struggled there. So Castres there winning 35-13 against Stade France. Stade France that's struggling this season. I don't know what's going on. And then the what you call Clermont winning 55-33 against the Vans. The Perpignan winning 29-26 against Lyon. Stade Toulon winning 30-17 against Montpellier. And there's also Section Paul there, losing 14-22 against Stade Toulouse. So looking at Stade Toulouse, they are on song as well. So they're top of the log with 24 points. All the teams have played 7 matches, followed by the Bodiac Bagels there with 23 points. They're trailing Stade Toulouse on 1 point. There's La Rochelle there on 22 points. These are the former champions before as well. There's RC Toulon on 19 points at number 4. Then Clermont at number 5 on 19 points. There's Castres at number 6 on 19 points as well. And then the Aveyron Bayonne there at number 7 on 18 points. Then there's Lyon at number 8 on 18 points. Then there's Section Paul at number 9 on 15 points. Racing 92 there at number 10 on 14 points, level with the USA Perpignan. They're separated by a point difference as well. Then number 12 we've got Montpellier there on 10 points. Stade France there, as I've said, they're not doing well this season, on 9 points at number 13. And lastly we've got the Vans there at number 14 with 7 points. So equal number of the points, the games that they've played, so they need to start picking up those points. So with fixtures taking place there today, Bodiac Bagels will host Section Palois at 2:30, followed by the Lyon up against Aveyron at Bayonne at 4:30. There's also Montpellier up against Stade La Rochelle at 4:30. There's Racing 92 up against USA Perpignan at 4:30. Then there's Vins up against Castres Olympique at 4:30 as well. So is Stade France up against Clermont, and also Stade Toulouse up against Toulon. So points will be crucial. Let's see when we come back next week. We'll bring the results and look ahead to more fixtures. So as fixtures are coming thick and fast, let's see who will be champions this current season. As Stade Toulouse, Bodiac Bagels stand a huge chance.
Oh yes, so that's how things are standing as far as the top 14 is concerned. But the big focus in as far as the South African perspective is concerned, with the all eyes will be in Cape Town as the DHL Stormers lock horns with the defending champion Glasgow Warriors. And then in Durban, the home side Hollywood Bets Sharks, they've got a date with another Irish Giants in the foremanship of Munster. And then elsewhere, Emirates Lions, who are lying second, they will take on the current local leaders in the foremanship of Leinster. Talk of Leinster, I believe that's the same franchise that's coached by the former Springboks coach Jacques Lindebar.
Yes, definitely as the team. Yes. So you can see how they're doing well. So as earlier we spoke about Siya Kolisi, and this time around we speak about Sharks. So question is, as I heard you saying, the coach is playing in an unfamiliar position.
Yeah, number 8. Yeah, so, number 6 this afternoon.
So I'm not so sure if he's in the starting 15 or is he starting on the bench, or
no, he's in the starting 15.
Oh, it's going to be interesting then.
He's in the starting 15. He will operate from number 8 as compared to his traditional position at the flank at number 6. So this time he will be at number 8.
Number 8. So hopefully he will do well because of the situation. But just put his personal life aside and focus on the match.
Yes. Player. But knowing a South African media is not South African media can be very crucial. Can be very cruel rather. So as the social media, South African social media. So one way or another, Siya Kolisi will be under scrutiny come this afternoon. If I were to him, he will have to ensure that he brings his best game forward. He has to ensure that he performs very well come this afternoon, because the media will be scrutinizing his performance. Social media will be scrutinizing his performance. So surely, right now, I definitely don't want to be in Siya Kolisi's shoes, because everything that he does, everybody will be on his case right now. Let's hope he pulls it through. Let's hope he will be professional and be able to separate his personal life versus his professional life. That is the current Springbok coach, Siya Kolisi, who's going through some rough time at the moment. Let's quick go for a breather. When we return, we'll be talking football, both domestic and international football.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving, because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
Getting your business seen online can be tricky and confusing. At Silly Moose Designs, we offer a comprehensive list of services that can be personalized according to your budget and your marketing goals. From hosting to ranking on search engines, we've got you covered. Visit sillymoosedesigns.co.za to get started. We'll approach your website with passion, purpose, and power. Silly Moose Designs is a proud partner of Nirvana World FM.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083 945 7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Time now it is 25 minutes after 12 o'clock. Good afternoon and a warm welcome to the second and the final hour of the show. And you are still tuning in to Sports Geek with the Spodelo Ngobo on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. As always, I'm not flying solo. I've got my partner in crime in the form and shape of Mutiba Abida. He's in the house with me, sitting right next to my Kev. Mutiba, without any further ado, let's dive straight to football. Carling Knockout Cup. Fagu bring the yes, bring the energy. What a surprise we saw last weekend. The rookies, Magesi, stunning. The serial cup winners in as far as South African football is concerned.
I remember while we spoke here in studio, I was so certain and adamant that Orlando Pirates will thrash them.
Everyone was expecting.
Exactly, looking at their home record. They call it Slaughterhouse Orlando Stadium. As one of my friend Frank Masondo once said to me, Orlando so in that game we saw Magesi FC there approaching the game on the low block, while Orlando Pirates missed half chances there. Then they managed to capitalize from Orlando Pirates' mistakes, where we saw Tabiso Sasani, yes, making an own goal and also conceding a penalty after Dilano Abrahams put Magesi ahead as it was 3-0 at half time. Second half, they tried hard, they missed chances. Hit the crossbar as well. So towards the end of the game, we saw Kabelo Dlamini scoring a thunderous shot
what a cracker
outside the box as well.
What a cracker that was.
Cutter in the way. No chance for Elvis Chipezeze. As you know, he's a time waster.
Master of time wasting.
Master of time wasting. Started wasting time as usual. So we saw also a second goal from an own goal as well, where Pirates were piling on the pressure, pressing hard. But unfortunately, the one of the goals was disallowed, and it was a good call by the referee, where the Vese Mohammed.
Oh yes, a great call indeed.
Yeah, great call indeed. He was definitely marginal offside. So as he put the ball in the back of the net, unfortunately, time was late. As some of the fans were saying, we ran out of time. So for me, you ran out of time, but you had plenty of chances to bury the game, to come back. But I'll give credit to Coach Clinton Nelson. As you know, he's repeating what he did at Bloemfontein Celtic, where he played Orlando Pirates 3-all, but went on to win on penalties in the very same cup, while it was still called Telkom Knockout. So it's well done to Magesi. I never saw them going to beat Pirates, but on the day, they surprised Pirates, despite not creating so many chances in that game. So it was hard luck to Coach Rivera as he loses it for the second time. Last season, he lost to Richards Bay in the quarterfinals. So which shows that it seems like Kalim Black Label is a hoodoo cup to Orlando Pirates, as we anticipated Jose Rivera to do well, as he's a cup specialist. Since other results, Sundowns won 5-0 against Golden Arrows.
Oh.
So I was asking myself, what's happening with Maputi Kanyeza? Third loss on the trot. So I think Golden Arrows have not learned from the past mistakes. When he won his first two matches of the season in the Betway Premiership, I felt, no, this time around he's learned from his past mistakes, but it seems like he's going back because he lost against the likes of Yoskukun United, and then now it's Magesi FC as well. Now it's what you call Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's see. So I'm still going to talk Betway Premiership, how we really pen up in that game against Chipa later on. So Polokwane City lost 3-2 at home against Marumo Gallants. So I never also saw them going to lose because they're always stubborn at all Peter Mokaba. So Dance Malesela stole the victory there and progressed to the quarterfinals as well. We'll come back to the draw later on. Then TS Galaxy played Chipa United. These two sides have met the week before the international break, where Chipa United won by 2-1. But this time around, it was a sweet revenge. A player called Zamovic. So funny because he celebrated the goal. He took out his jersey. As you know, the law says when you take out your jersey, you are cautioned. Yes. Then he considered a foul. Then it was forced to a second yellow card. So he has to leave the pitch there, red card. But they held on. They managed to win Seatromovic TS Galaxy there. 1-0 it ended after extra time. So, and also Cape Town City thrashed Royal AM 3-0. The likes of Jaden Rhodes, Ashin were on target. Not forgetting Amado Sokona, the former Maritzburg United, who scored the opener. So you can see that things are not going well at Royal AM. So in that game they played Andile Mpisani, but you can see that he wasn't productive, he wasn't effective. And also he must work on his body, because I felt that he's overweight and he's just how can I do it, disrupting the in the middle of the park to circulate the ball, to share the ball. So, but all in all, it's back to the drawing board for John Maduka, as he suffered also another loss. Will come back later on to the Betway Premiership. So that's how the matches ended. And as far as the fixtures are concerned, the fixtures were released, and also the dates as well. Kaizer Chiefs will host Mamelodi Sundowns, who thrashed SuperSport United 4-0. If one may put it in simple terms, they were just on song, on fire. At Pitamokaba, you are Rangachiva Viro, who had this fighting with the fence. So I think for me, he need to get away to the fence and focus on his game there. So Gaston Sireno, who's been on form, Yusuf Mart, Ashley Dupree came in as a sub. They all scored the 4 goals for Kaizer Chiefs. With Gavin Hunt, it's never rains past pause. He keeps struggling and he's not scoring goals. So as they progress to the quarterfinals, they will host Mamelodi Sundowns. So it's the part 2 of the encounter that we saw in the Premiership. 6 o'clock at FNB Stadium. Then there's also Richards Bay, who managed to win 1-0 against Babina Nokosuku United, courtesy of an own goal from Special Mkize. They will host Cape Town City there at King Zolitini Stadium. Let's see if Eric Tintler will be able to get a result, because this weekend they will play Stellenbosch, so they will face 2 Cape Townian sides there. So there's also TS Galaxy up against Marumo Gallants. This one will take place on Sunday, 3 o'clock as well. So let's see. And also there's Marumo Gallants up against Stellenbosch on Sunday, 3 o'clock as well. I think whoever wins will progress to the semi-finals. And PSL as well, they've just changed some bit of dates. Remember, they stated that the final of the Carling Cup will take place on the 21st of December. Now it's been brought forward, where the quarterfinals, should I say the semi-finals, will take place on the week of the 9th and the 10th, which means straight after next weekend of the quarterfinals, the semi-finals will be taking place on the 9th and the 10th, and the final a week later on after the international break on the 23rd of November.
Oh yes, that's how things stand in as far as a Carling knockout is concerned. Still with the Carling and knockout cup is concerned. Fagokesi bring the energy. They were 16. Now they are 8. One of those 8, it is the mouth-watering clash at Kaizer Chiefs as they host Mamelodi Sundowns. Talk to us specifically about that fixture. What can we expect? What is at stake?
It's a crash game, by the way. As you know, Mamelodi Sundowns defeated Kaizer Chiefs in the league weeks ago, 2-1. And then you look into the stats there, where Mamelodi Sundowns in the last 9 meetings have beaten Kaizer Chiefs. So
how many?
9 times.
9 times.
They've beaten Kaizer Chiefs.
On the trot.
On the trot.
No
yes.
answer, no response, no anything from Kaizer Chiefs.
They haven't beaten Mamelodi Sundowns in a very long time like Kaizer Chiefs. I think also I saw Natsaradi Nami midweek with the technical team coming to watch Mamelodi Sundowns when they played Royal AM. We'll come and talk more when we look into the results of the Betway Premiership. So for me, it's a crash game. And if you can go back to 2015 when they were coached by Pitso Musimani, Mamelodi Sundowns defeated Kaizer Chiefs 3-1 in the final. If you can remember very well, where Dennis Onyango saved 2 penalties, but they emerged victorious, where the likes of Castro were goal scorers on the day, Tabon Tate as well, Klompo Kekana. I still remember Brilliant Kwizwayo at Moses Mabida was in goals for Kaizer Chiefs. So I think for me, I think something has to give. Kaizer Chiefs must just make sure that they break this hoodoo the Mamelodi Sundowns is having against them. So they've been dominant, they are on form, they are also under pressure, by the way, because
who's under pressure?
Mamelodi Sundowns, because the sporting director Flemingberg wants a trophy. As the time he dismissed Rolando Mokoena, he stated that he needed a CAF, he needed the league, and 2 domestic trophies at home. So far, need to get something. Failure to get a trophy there, I think this can put him under pressure. And Kaizer Chiefs will be saying, you can't come to FNB twice and beat us. So it's a lovely encounter to look ahead next weekend.
Lovely encounter indeed. The Kaizer Chiefs as they lock horns with the Mamelodi Sundowns in the Carling Knockout Cup quarterfinals. both teams surely they are under pressure, like you have rightfully mentioned that Mamelodi Sundowns technical director Fenbeck made himself very clear that they need the league so as at least a domestic cup. On the other side, Kaizer Chiefs, they haven't tested a trophy in as I don't know how many donkey years. So both teams they are in trouble. Kaizer Chiefs, they are playing at home, surely they're expected to do better, but considering that MTN 8, both teams did not win it. That is Mamelodi Sundowns and Kaizer Chiefs. They did not win MTN 8. So MTN 8, they've already lost the first cup. So MTN 8 is history. Now both teams they are left with Carling Knockout Cup and Nedbank Cup. So can one say it is a make or break for both teams at all costs? They definitely have to win this knockout, especially Kaizer Chiefs.
Kaizer Chiefs, 10 years is just a long history, so they just need to break that cup drought. It's been long. Mamelodi Sundowns, at least they've won something previously. Although MTN 8, as you spoke about it, is the Hudu Trophy. They hardly progress further as far as the MTN is concerned. They lost against the likes of your Pirates, your Stellenbosch. I can name so many teams there. Cape Town City as well at some point. So with Kaizer Chiefs, it's a must-win. Failure to win this Carling Black Label Cup, they must make sure that they get the league or the Nedbank Cup. But I think it will be nice because of judging from how the fans are passionate, judging from how Kaizer Chiefs every time they're playing, it's all sold out affair. So it boosts the economy as well. So I think they need to put a smile in Nabi's face, because you can see even the coach Nazareth Nabi is very confident of his team.
Oh yes, you've mentioned a very good point that Kaizer Chiefs, wherever they play, it's almost a sold out affair. So we can say Kaizer Chiefs, Abo Babes, Bama sold out.
Indeed, Abo Babes, Bama sold out. You saw even when they played Super Sport last weekend, it was back to the rafters, Peter Mukaba. And even this wonderful, later on in the afternoon at 5:30, it's going to be a sold out affair. But let's wait and see if they'll be able to fill up Peter Mukaba Stadium as they host Super Sport in part 2. We'll talk later on. So, but yeah, there's Abo Babes, Bama sold out.
Oh, Babes, Bama sold out. That is a Kaizer Chiefs for you. Yes, Kaizer Chiefs faithfuls. They do believe in their new manager in the form and shape of Nazruddin Nabi. But believe you me, if they do not win come next week, oh, it's going to be tougher indeed. Like I did mention that MTN 8 is already not an option. Carling Knockout Cup is their genuine option. Only Nedbank left. So it is a make or break, especially for Kaizer Chiefs. Mamelodi Sundowns, they can still afford to not win a Carling Knockout Cup. But Kaizer Chiefs, they definitely cannot afford that. So we'll be watching that space with a keen interest come next week, Saturday, as these two South African giants lock horns in the quarter-finals. Now, changing gears from the knockout football, that is Carling Knockout Cup straight to a Betway Premiership. It returned this week. Orlando Pirates, they were in the thick of things yet again.
Indeed, they played SuperSport United there at Orlando Stadium, the slaughterhouse as usual. And SuperSport United, I couldn't understand what they're trying to play there. Too many long balls, standard situations, but they didn't penetrate Pirates' defense enough. So that's where the likes of Evidence Mahopa, who scored the fastest goal so far this season on the second minute of the game, followed by Johnny Hotto in the 10 minutes of the game. A well-taken goal from Cascata outside the box to beat Ricardo Gos. So I think there's still much work that Gavinance needs to do going forward. Otherwise, he'll have a problem as far as his team is concerned, because now I've got this problem of him complaining within the media, where he also exposed his bosses. They took the players, they sold them out. So why can't you focus on the material that you are having? You come and expose your coach within the media, and you're not doing it at the same time. This can put your job in jeopardy, because you're skating on thin ice at the very same time. So you need to start making sure that he gets those points. So we'll talk later on with the next coming fixture that they'll be playing this afternoon. Mamelodi Sundowns won 2-1 against Royal AM. I never saw Royal AM going to dish out a good performance against Mamelodi Sundowns, despite having lost that game, because they were able to knock the ball around, and at some point they squandered good opportunities. Motebang Serra, the Lesotho international, being the main culprit. So I think it could have been clinical. I think they could have caused problems for Mamelodi Sundowns, where Spanyol Mkulise and Kuliso Mudau were the goal scorers. I think in this Mkulise's goal, Sibangani Zulu could have done better there. He received the ball at the back. Instead of turning, he didn't check who's coming behind him as well. That's why Mkulise exposed him and put the ball in the back of the net. Second goal as well, another error at the back. I think they lost because of the two errors that they committed at the back. So other than that, the game ended 2-1 in favor of the defending champions there. So Orlando Pirates yesterday won 2-1 against Amazulu, and I never saw Amazulu going to win because they last defeated Orlando Pirates in 2013. You can see that it's a milestone. Pirates has been their hood there. We're talking of Mohaun Kota, as we spoke about him at the start of the show.
What a revelation.
What a revelation. And you also look at the second goal. Talent Mbata, champagne pass to Nkota, and then he just passed the ball in the back of the net. Well taken goal, no chance for Richards or for once again against his former team. So in that regard, Orlando Pirates grabbed their 5th victory of the season and 15 points in the back there. So this coming afternoon, Richards Bay will host Stellenbosch. This game took me to last season where they were fighting for relegation. They played Stellenbosch in the last game of the season. They won 2-1 at Richards Bay. So, question, will history repeat itself under the new coach, Brandon Truter? Because that time, Vosimizi Vilakazi was in charge of the club. So you look at Stellenbosch, they're on song. They're coming from a victory midweek against Chippa United, 2-0 there. So let's see, Ashley Kubile as well is starting to gel well with the team as it's coming from Cape Town Spurs. So you look at the likes of Tate Stevens, they've been on form. Your Ismail Torre, Siklen Dooley, Jaden Adams, Ura, should I say Sanel Pants. Those players have impressed me when I watched Stellenbosch. So, and then also, Maruba Gallants will host TS Galaxy. So in that regard, Dance Malisela will play against his former team. So let's see if we will be able to get a result in that game. The match will kickstart at 3 o'clock as well. So it's Richards Bay up against Stellenbosch. And then also Royal EM will host Kukuni. So I don't know if they will be able to get the victory because they're playing at home. Harry Kuala, they just lost the cup game 3-0 against Cape Town City. And also over the weekend, midweek I should say, against Mamelodi Sundowns 2-1. So the game will kickstart at 3 o'clock as well. Later on, part 2 of the encounter is Super Sport United up against Kaizer Chiefs at Peter Mokaba. Let's see if Gavinant will be able to settle the score. Let's see if Nasreddin Nabi, as you know, his Kaizer Chiefs are free scorers. In the 4 matches they've played so far, including Kalim Black they've scored in all those 4 matches. Gaston Serino being the main impact player. So you look at Super Sport, they've got your Vincent Pule, there's Keenan Aya. I don't know who's going to start because I just don't understand what they're trying to play. Transuka Manja, many long balls. Transitional play. Kaizer Chiefs, lately they're playing the ball. They start the move from the back. Inacio Miguel. So it's very good, pleasing to watch Kaizer Chiefs whenever they rotate the ball, which is unlike them because we never saw them playing like that with the previous coaches. Let's see if they will be able to get points because they currently have played 3 matches. They are seated on 6 points. So Chippa United will host Golden Arrows. So both 2 coaches are already under pressure. Cornelio Copolos against the Leeds midweek. So they also put it out of the Calibri Global Cup by TS Galaxy. Golden Arrows as well, they've just lost 3 matches on the trot. So let's see if Mabudi Kanyeza will get a draw away from home at the Nelson Mandela Bay. Both coaches are under pressure. As you know, Sivion Pengisi doesn't want an excuse. No points, you go. So let's wait and see. And then tomorrow, Cape Town City will host Makesi FC, the giant killers of the Calibri Label to Orlando Pirates there at 3 o'clock. And then also Polokwane City will host Mamelodi Sundowns. This is the repeat of the MTN 8 quarterfinal. So Mamelodi Sundowns will be saying, let's make sure that we collect our points, we take our chances because Orlando Pirates are leading by 3 points at the top of the log. So I can't wait because Mamelodi Sundowns, they will be without Lucas Ribeiro Costa, the impact player. He is suspended. He got his 4th yellow card. So
they'll be without
Tembazwane as well.
Tembazwane and their goalkeeper will not be available. Ronwen Williams is offered to the Ballon d'Or Awards.
Hopefully, I think they will repeat what they did in the quarterfinals where Jadiso Nyango was in goals. Remember, he got the red card trying to hold the ball outside the line in the quarterfinals of the MTN8. Definitely, he will be in goals. Let's see his experience. Or maybe they might say, let's give Jody February a chance to play. So one of the two will definitely be in goals, but I suspect Denis Onyango, as he's been on the bench every time they've been playing so far. And Betway Premiership will continue midweek. We've got Amazulu up against Chippa United, 7:30. Skukuni United up against Richards Bay, the repeater of that game, Kalimbra Global Cup.
Yes.
Where Richards Bay won 1-0, courtesy of an on goal. TS Galaxy will host Orlando Pirates. Pirates are traveling to Mbombela. So they might say TS Galaxy are struggling. They're yet to collect a victory. 3 losses already. So the Galaxy will be saying, oh, no, we defeated them 1-0 last season. This is a chance to repeat it once again. So on Wednesday, Golden Arrows will host SuperSport. Both sides are struggling there. Magesi FC will host Kaizer Chiefs. Let's see if Kaizer Chiefs will dish out football lessons there at Peter Mokaba, which means Kaizer Chiefs will remain in Polokwane until they finish playing this match. Mamelodi Sundowns plays Cape Town City 7:30. I think it will be a matter of they did invincible last season. This is a time to settle the score. Cape Town City, on the other hand, will be saying, let's try and string an upset. So it's a game to look forward to at Loftus Stadium, the very same stadium where they were beaten 1-0, where Invincible was stopped. So Royal AM will host Polokwane City. On Thursday, Stellenbosch get to play Marumo Gallants on month end 31st of October, I should say. So yeah, it's looking interesting as Pirates are top of the league with 15 points, followed by Mamelodi Sundowns with 12 points, Stellenbosch with 7 points at number 3, Skuku United at number 4 with 7 points, so is Polokwane City at number 5, Chipa United at number 6 after that loss, Kaizer Chiefs at number 7, and lastly Golden Arrows at number 8 with 6 points. So it looks interesting. Down there at the basement of the log, we've got Marumo Gallants with 3 points, TS Galaxy at number 15 with no points, so it's Amazulu. So Athazwane is now feeling the pressure because of they lost their 4 matches, their 4th game on the trot against Orlando Pirates.
In your comments, you spoke about SuperSport United head coach Kevin Hunt making some negative comments about his bosses that SuperSport United they produce the players and then they sell them. Obviously, to Mamelodi Sundowns. Let's hear some of the comments that SuperSport United head coach Kevin Hunt made straight after their loss to Orlando Pirates. That was midweek this week. Here is SuperSport United manager Kevin Hunt for you.
We played Sundowns away, Chiefs away, Pirates away twice, Cape Town City away. We haven't had so it's typical when you're a young side and bringing these kids on 18, 19 and we're going to suffer. So that's can't fault the effort, the working, giving me everything. I mean, it was a great second half. Just we could have got something, but obviously the second goal goes in. It looks a little bit, but I commend the players, fantastic, and I better say it because I always get hammered every week. Congratulations to the Orlando Pirates.
That is SuperSport United head coach Kevin Hunt saying that SuperSport United, they've got the worst draw, playing Orlando Pirates 2 times away, Kaizer Chiefs and Mamelodi Sundowns on the trot. So surely things look very, very difficult in as far as Matlanza Apitori are concerned. Still with the SuperSport United, we heard him, Kevin Hunt, saying that he's playing with the 18, 19 years old boys. He says it's very difficult for him to throw in those teenagers in such a crucial game. Fast forward this afternoon, the very same SuperSport United, Kevin Hunt will have to go soldier on and take on the high-flying Kaizer Chiefs in Polokwane tonight. The very same Kaizer Chiefs that thrashed them 4-0 last weekend. In the past 7 days, they'll have to do it all over again. Does SuperSport have what it takes to bounce back and try and tame Kaizer Chiefs come tonight?
Very difficult for me when I look into SuperSport because they haven't scored against Royal AM. They haven't scored against Cape Town City where they lost 1-0. Royal AM, they played goalless draw. They only won 1-0 against TS Galaxy. They lost 2-0 against the Orlando Pirates. They lost 2-0 against the Mamelodi Sundowns at the opening game of the season there. They also lost 3-1 in that MTN 8 against Orlando Pirates. You can see that they only scored 2 goals. At some point, I stated that they don't have strikers, but this time around, they signed the likes of, there's a player called Nakutenda Mangezi coming from Zimbabwe. There's Samir Nukovic. They're yet to play these 2 players. Although Mangezi came in as a sub against Orlando Pirates, there's also Terence Zuka Manja. So you can see that there's too many work that he needs to do, Covenant. Okay, he's stating that he's playing with young players. But he knew during the international break that you're going to play tough matches, prepare well. What was he doing? So it's just like Siatramovic of TS Galaxy, they always complain. So I'll give credit to John Maduka. He doesn't have enough material, but he hardly complains.
Oh yes,
He's using his squad at his disposal, situation or no situation. He tried his best. It's not easy, although 4 draws, 1 loss, not bad, judging from how they've been under a pen even last season. So Mamkize must do the right thing, pay Samir Nukovic, and make sure that the players are signed. Because if you can check, they also are not participating in the DDC multi-choice. Yes. So it's only the big team. And there's news coming in that FIFA might expel them out of the Betway Premiership. So it's crucial. She must just make sure that she swallows her pride and pays Samir Nokovic that particular price so that John Maduka can find his work easy by getting players who can suit his system as well. So, but with Gavin Hunt, he's a sore loser. He's full of excuses. So I think today also he will struggle against Kaizer Chiefs.
Kevin Hunt is a sore loser. That's what our sports analyst in the foremanship of Modiba Peter has just called it. Surely Kevin Hunt, he knew beforehand that what players will he have at his disposal. So he should have gone to the market and sign the players of his choice and prepare for the season. After all, that's what pre-season training is all about. And he went on and touched on a very, very important point that Royal they are facing a ban of signing players, but their head coach in the form and shape of John Maduka, you hardly hear him complaining that his team is not permissible to sign players. He goes on with his business, try to get the best results under the circumstances. Surely that must be commended by Royal head coach in the form and shape of John Maduka for a job well done. Enough about domestic football, going elsewhere, straight to England, English Premier League. What can we expect? What is going on in that part of the world this weekend?
Matches are coming thick and fast, and then I've got last weekend results there where Tottenham Hotspur thrashed West Ham United there 4-1, and then Fulham lost 3-1 against Aston Villa. Aston Villa is on form. Ipswich losing 2-0 against Everton. Man United this time around they collected a victory 2-1 against Brentford. Newcastle losing 1-0 against Brighton. Southampton losing 3-2 against Leicester City. And there's also Arsenal winning 2-0 against Bournemouth. On Sunday, we saw the Wolves losing 2-1 against Man City. Chelsea also, they went down to Liverpool. Liverpool winning 2-1 there. And then on Monday, Nottingham Forest winning 1-0 against Crystal Palace. Currently, Liverpool is top of the log with 21 points, followed by Man City there at number 2 with 20 points. Then there's Arsenal at number 3 with 17 points. And so is Aston Villa at number 4 with 17 points. I'll also stick with top 8 there. Brighton at number 5 with 15 points. Chelsea at number 6 with 14 points. Tottenham Hotspur at number 7 with 13 points. And Nottingham Forest at number 8 with 13 points. And looking into the fixtures that are taking place, Aston Villa will host Bournemouth at 3 o'clock. So is Brentford up against Ipswich at 3 o'clock. Brighton as well will host the Wolves at 3 o'clock. Man City will play Southampton at 3 o'clock. Later on at 5:30, Everton will host Fulham. Then tomorrow there's Chelsea up against Newcastle. And then Crystal Palace will host Tottenham Hotspur. West Ham United will host Man United. It's a battle of United, and the big one taking place, Arsenal up against Liverpool. Later on at 4:30 there. But the first 3 fixtures I've just read, Chelsea up against Newcastle, Crystal Palace up against Tottenham Hotspur, and then also Man United up against West Ham United will kickstart at 3 o'clock. So points will be crucial. Let's see if Eric Ten Hag, as he just won and eased the pressure, will continue with the confidence that he got when he won 2-1. Very interesting there.
Very interesting indeed, but surely all eyes will be at Arsenal's feature when they host the current log leaders in the form and shape of the mighty Reds. You'll never walk alone at Liverpool. Arne Slot seems to be pressing all the right buttons, and his mighty Reds seem to be singing all the right notes. Arsenal versus Liverpool, Super Sunday tomorrow.
Top of the clash battle, number 1 versus number 3. So I still think, as you know, Arsenal have been on form, Liverpool have been on form. I'll give it to Liverpool for me because of their top of the log.
How can you give it to Liverpool and they're on the road to Arsenal, and Arsenal they're playing at home, so, and they are contesting for the league proceedings? So do you expect Arsenal to just lie down and allow Liverpool to run all over them?
It's gonna be tough, but I'll give it a marginal 1-0 to Liverpool. So Arsenal in the past, they've been the chukkas of the EPL.
That's what our sports analyst has just called. He calls the current log leaders, Liverpool, who are currently sitting at the summit in as far as the English Premier League is concerned. He expects them to walk away victorious come tomorrow in that Super Sunday clash as they visit the mighty Gunners. That is the Arsenal for you. That's how things stand in as far as the English Premier League. Spain, do you have anything?
I do have fixtures as well of the matches that are taking place. Valladolid will host Villarreal at 1 o'clock. There's R. Vallecano up against Alaves at 3:15. Then Las Palmas up against the Givren there at 5:30. And later on, as we spoke about the derby at the opening of the show, Real Madrid up against Barcelona. And then also tomorrow there's Leganes up against Celta Vigo at 1 o'clock. Then at 3:15 we've got the Getafe up against Valencia. And then later on at 5:30 there's Real Betis up against Atletico Madrid. Let's not forget Atletico Madrid. They're currently unbeaten, so they will be looking to consolidate their position on the log. So is their neighbors Real Madrid. So Real Sociedad will face Osasuna 8 p.m. And then on Monday there's Mallorca up against Atletico Bilbao. And last weekend in some of the results, Atletico Bilbao won 4-1 against Espanyol. Osasuna lost 2-1 against Betis. Girona lost 1-0 against Real Sociedad. Celta Vigo lost 2-1 against Real Madrid. Mallorca they won 1-0 against Rayo Vallecano. Atletico Madrid won 3-1 against Leganes. Villarreal played to a 1-1 draw against Getafe. Barcelona thrashed Sevilla 5-1. And lastly, Valencia losing 3-2 to Las Palmas. Las Palmas winning that one.
Oh yes, the big one indeed come tonight. It is the El Clasico clash. It doesn't get any bigger and than that in as far as Spanish football is concerned, in as far as global football is concerned. 8:30 is the time and the venue is the Real Madrid's home game as they welcome their old foes in the form and shape of Barcelona. 8:30 tonight, South African time, Real Madrid, they lock horns with Barcelona. May the best team win. We'll be watching. Will it be Kylian Mbappe or will it be Yamal? Will it be Ancelotti or will it be Hans Flick? Come 8:30, all will be revealed. Now we're moving away from Spanish football straight to Italian football. I don't know if you've got them there. If you do not have it, let's check. Last night we saw Udinese. They made light work of Cagliari when they beat them by 2-0. And then Torino at home, they beat Como by 1-0. And then I come this afternoon at 10-3. The current log leaders in the form and shape of Napoli, they welcome Elise, while Bologna versus AC Milan's game has been postponed. So the Bologna AC Milan game has been postponed. It's not taking place anymore this afternoon. And then Verona, they're on the road. They visit Atalanta. And then come tomorrow, we'll get to see Empoli. They're on the road to Parma. And then Genoa, they visit Lazio. While Monza, they welcome Venezia. And then the current defending champion, the reigning champions in the form and shape of Inter Milan, they take on the old lady. That is Juventus. That is the Serie A's Super Sunday. That's going to be a cracker of the game indeed in as far as Italian football is concerned. Reigning champions Inter Milan, they welcome Juventus. That game gets underway at 10-7 tomorrow evening. So set a reminder for that game. Reigning champions Inter Milan, they welcome the old lady Juventus. And then the last one in as far as Italian football is concerned, we'll see Roma as they visit Fiorentina. That's how things stand in as far as European football is concerned. Still with the European football, our Banyana, they locked on with the European counterparts in the form and shape of Denmark. Talk to us. What went down last night?
I didn't watch the match, but I know that the final outcome is just embarrassing. They were thrashed 5-0. Chisampa Made. So, which means Desi Ellis is back to the drawing board because the squad that she selected tried and tested players, but people were complaining about Kylian Swart. So they were anticipating André Damine to be in goals, but unfortunately it wasn't to be. Hopefully in the next match they will do well because it's a tour by the way.
Oh yes, that was a bad outing indeed in as far as Banyana are concerned. They were thrashed by Denmark last night. Chisampama 5-0. Oh, surely the goalkeeper who was in goals, Kyle Swart, is under scrutiny, and surely Andile Dlamini's fans, they are seeing red. They are seeing red. They want the Andile Dlamini back in goals in as far as the Banyana fault is concerned. Still with the women football, last night COSAFA Women's Championship continues down in Eastern Cape. Ekabeja, Port Elizabeth, Mambozana, Elembatwa, Abalazio. We saw yesterday Namibia, they thrashed Seychelles by 7-0. Wow. And then South Africa, they beat Eswatini by 3-0. Still with that South Africa versus Eswatini game, one of the interesting talking points, we saw the Banyana goalkeeper, Williams. He took the free kick. The score was sitting at 2-0. Wow. The ball that set piece was almost at by the center line. He took a set piece, Williams, the goalkeeper, straight to the net. which made it 3-0. Just go and check out that goal. It's an interesting one. Scored by the goalkeeper as far all the way back as the center line. So Banyana, South Africa, they beat Swatini by 3-0. And then this afternoon, this morning, there's a game that is currently that got underway this morning. That was at 10 to 12. It is underway. Botswana, they've got they lock horns with Mauritius, while it's 10 to 3, Madagascar will lock horns with Malawi. And then come tomorrow, still with the COSAFA Women's Championship that's continuing down in Port Elizabeth by Mambozana. We'll get to see Comoros, they lock horns with Angola, and then Zimbabwe, they've got a date with Lesotho. That's how things stand in as far as the COSAFA Women's Championship that is currently underway down in Port Elizabeth by Mambozana, Mbatwa Abalazio. Echo into Mfondini.
In a world where compassion is needed, Ashraful Aid lent a hand to the Palestinian refugees. A source of warmth in the chill of winter, we supported children and families in Jordan. An indication to humanity's resilience and the power of unity. Embrace the spirit of giving because every bit counts. Together we can make a difference. Donate today.
Ever heard a baby bellow at the top of its lungs in a public place, far from your best music track, right? For a more beautiful note, contact Nirvana Sounds for your studio and live recordings. We engineer sound to perfection according to your specifications. We ensure crisp and clear audio-video conversions and delight your function with sound, stage and lights for hire. Our quotes are pleasurable to the ear. Contact us now on 083-945-7664. Nirvana Sounds, powered by Gospel World FM.
Like they always say, time flies when you are having a fun. Oh yes, by the look of things, the time is definitely not on our side. But before we sign off, let's quickly look at netball. What's happening in that front?
Our very good Jenny Van Dijk, I think she will be looking to start his first match, but because she won't take part to as far as Fast 5 is concerned. So she just announced the squad midweek there of the tour, the Spa Challenge test against Malawi there. So it will be on the 31st of October, 6 o'clock, 2nd of November, 5 o'clock, and also 3rd of November, 3 o'clock. So those players, some of them will be participating in the Fast 5. There's Inef Marifenter, the shooters there, Rolin Stricter, Elmir van der Berg, Owetun Gubani, as well as Nicole Briet there. So in the mid-court, we've got Kanyisa Chawani, our usual captain as well, Kamokhelo Maseko, Refilo Nketsa, Tale Mate, Yante Stradom, and at the back in the defenders, we've got Jamie Van Veek, Buitumelo Matloko, Kala Pretorius, Nicola Smith, and Anne Retif. Then, as I said, the technical chief is Jenny Van Dijk, assisted by Zanele Mtotana, the one whom, when she was appointed, she was also part of the appointment as well. Team manager, we've got Viloniam Austin. Physiotherapist, we've got Fikile Pasha, and conditioner specialist, we've got Vena Buota, and lastly, the Qatar analyst there, there's Michelle Van Rooyen. And if I can also touch base to the First 5, as it will be taking place on the 9th up until the 10th of November. We've been reading the squad there. Due to time constraint, I'll try to be quick. Renew Scritter, Zandra Smith, Kamokhelo Maseko, Lifebe Rademan, Shanine Bartlett, Mbako Koralzin there. There's Simon Marfesser, Witumalo Matloko, and Narrative, as well as Sainki Kabuya there. So Mathamu Swatlesem will be the head coach. Then the matches there take place on the 9th. South Africa will host England at 12:30. Then there's Australia at 4:15. And later on at 7:30, there's Jamaica. Then on Sunday the 10th, they will be playing Uganda, the battle for Africa there. Then there's South Africa up against New Zealand. The Uganda match will kickstart at 1:30, and then the New Zealand one at 4:45. Then the very same day, the final, the 3rd and 4th place will take place at 5 o'clock, but 5th and 6th place also take place. And then later on at 8 o'clock, it will be the final. But let's not forget, Australia are the defending champions.
Oh yes, Australia, they are the defending champions. That's how things stand in as far as netball is concerned. Unfortunately, it is a time for us to sign off. But don't forget that come tonight at Clasico, Barcelona versus Real Madrid. In domestic football, Kaizer Chiefs, they visit Supersport United. Will they do it for the second time within 7 days? Last night we saw Orlando Pirates getting back to the summit of the domestic football. Is this the year that Orlando Pirates might just walk away victorious and win the domestic Betway Premiership? Or at least is this the year that Orlando Pirates will challenge and push Mamelodi Sundowns down to the wire? We'll be watching that space with a keen interest in as far as domestic football is concerned. It is going to be interesting indeed. We just have to love Betway Premiership. Kaizer Chiefs do not write them off. Yes, it is still 80 days. Yes, they've lost the one game against the Mamelodi Sundowns. They can still get back to a challenge for a Betway Premiership, especially should Mamelodi Sundowns or Orlando Pirates struggle a little bit. Surely Kaizer Chiefs, they will be there to challenge the proceedings and challenge for the championship. Unfortunately, this is where we have to leave it for this afternoon, Mudiba.
Most definitely, it was good to be here to the motor fans there. Motor racing, there's also Motor Grand Prix taking place in Mexico there, and then also motorsport. Those races are taking place concurrently. Thailand MotoGP taking place, and yeah, you will enjoy it live on SuperSport United. So with that being said, we can speak until the whole day. It's been a good, lovely day, and as you know, different sporting codes are taking place in action as well. So when we come back, we'll bring you the feedback and look ahead to some of the action that will be taking place next weekend. So in that regard, I am Mudiba Johannes Peter. Let's talk more next weekend. It's a very lovely afternoon.
Oh yes, let's talk more come next weekend. But before we go, you've just brought up an interesting point regarding a motorsport. Max Verstappen just cannot spell the word win anymore.
Surprise, but at least this time around he arrived third. So he was on the podium but not first.
Bunyan at least number 3.
So in that particular race,
sure, but that is bad by Max Verstappen standard.
Exactly, in the United States Grand Prix. So he tried his best. So let's see this weekend. Definitely when you come back, we'll bring the feedback.
It's Mexico City this time around.
Mexico Grand Prix. So he must just do well and make sure that he work hard. So that as you know, the battle of the cars,
yes,
they're trailing by 44 points. McLaren sitting.
McLaren is number 2.
Number 2.
Who's number 1?
Number 1.
It's Ferrari.
Should I say it's
Red Bull?
Red Bull is
Red
number
Bull,
2.
yes. Red Bull, yes.
They've dropped to number 2. Then McLaren number 1. Ferrari is number 3. So
it's McLaren number 1.
McLaren is number 1.
Red Bull
number 2.
Number 3.
Ferrari.
Oh.
So which means Charles Leclerc is doing well as well. So it's very, very interesting there as far as motor racing is concerned. So we'll bring the feedback because this weekend motor racing, motorsport, they're playing concurrently. So when we come back, results and looking ahead to the next action.
Oh yes, it is going down in Mexico City this weekend. That's where all the eyes will be focusing in as far as F1, Formula 1 and motor racing is concerned. Let's do this once again. Come next week, Saturday, same time, same place here on Nirvana World FM. Your beat, your music. Till then, I am Sibonelo Ngobo, and it is
bye-bye. Keep the passion.
Bye-bye.
चनक तेरा पन दूंगा नक नब कना चनक तेरा पन दूंगा नक हाय मैं कबूतर फंसे के होर कोई फंसे बिना हाय फंसे बिना हाय फंसे बिना चनो जनक तेरा पन दूंगा नक मैं तो चनो जनक तेरा पन दूंगा नक मैं तो चनो जनक तेरा पन दूंगा नक मैं तो चनो जनक तेरा पन दूंगा नक मैं कबूतर फंसे के होर कोई फंसे बिना 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 रात न मैंने जानी क्यों इतनी खुश है दीवानी तू मुझको ऐसी कहानी समझा दे
ये बात है सबने चाही मिले जन्मों का हम राही यहाँ हुआ है कुछ ऐसा ही समझे ना
अब मैं जाना कह रही हो क्या फसाना हो
प्यार करने से भी मुश्किल है निभाना हो
हेलो डोंट माइंड मेरा ये कहना ये लो जरा मेरे टच में रहना